Welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're going to be reacting to, was it Carmelo Anthony's last game with the Knicks? I hope it was Melo's last game with the Knicks. I'm praying for he could get out of New York, for he could go win a championship somewhere else, because that's what's messing Melo up. He didn't make it to the playoffs. This is his fourth time not making it to the playoffs. And I'm tired of Melo losing, and I know he's tired of losing. I don't know why. He want to win the championship with the Knicks, but it's not going to happen. Phil Jackson went out. So let's just watch what Sports Today have to say about Melo and about his last game, man.
And have we seen Carmelo Anthony's last game as a member of the New York Knicks? He was sitting in the fourth quarter, but the fans wanted to see him. Take a listen.
Play for it.
We want Melo.
We want Melo to.
A slightly different reaction that he got from the crowd during the regular season.
It felt good. It's been a while. It's been a while.
He would not enter the game in the fourth, but would share his thoughts after the game on his future.
I think this is, at this point, it's all on me. It's just, you know, I have a lot of thinking and reflecting to do. I would love to be back. I would love to be back, but you know, there's some things that I would love to see different. You know, kind of just the mentality, you know, just a winning mentality and wanting to win, and you know, being committed to that.
Sure, the fans would agree with him there, taking some
Melo,
photos and selfies as maybe that was his last game in New York.
And I'm hoping this is
much more. Let's bring in First Takes Max Kellerman. Max, you just heard Melo on his future. You're a New York guy. How do you see this playing out this offseason?
He has no trade clause, so it's in his court. If Jim Dolan were a smart owner in terms of putting a competitive product on the floor, and he's not, in those terms, he's an extremely dumb owner because he doesn't know how to do it. He knows how to extract money out of the Knicks. He knows how to make money, primarily because they're the heritage team in New York City. You can't not make money. And because they have an incredibly loyal fan base, and Jim Dolan knows how to exploit those people, sadly, for those people who continue showing up for that disaster. Really what should happen is they should get rid of Phil, then figure out a way how to inflate Carmelo's trade value, at least make it what it truly should be, and then trade Carmelo. Unfortunately,
so most likely Melo
as
won't
I said, Dolan's incompetence will result in his backing Phil Jackson likely, and yes, Carmelo agreeing to a trade because who would want to stay there under those circumstances, and they will, as they usually do, sell low. They bought high. Donnie Walsh was doing a great job playing poker with the Denver Nuggets at the time. He was going to get a great deal for Carmelo Anthony, who cut Denver's legs out from under them in terms of their leverage when he essentially said he's only going to go to the Knicks. And Jim Dolan panicked, as he always does, let Donnie Walsh's legs out from under him and cut a deal with the Nuggets, giving them all the Knicks talent. So Carmelo came to a barren landscape and could only do so much. And now he will certainly, if he is dealt, be dealt for much, much less than he's worth. You know, this is how it goes in Knicks land.
It feels like you were giving me a pipe dream of getting rid of Phil and then getting rid of Melo, because in reality, no surprise, Jim Dolan has picked up the option of the final 2 years for Jackson's contract. He's done that quietly. Is there any way to the opposite of that pipe dream that you have, where we can have Phil and Melo work together next season?
Think of how idiotic the Knicks are and how sad it is to be a Knicks fan right now. They've already doubled down or tripled down at this point on the triangle. They've already done that. So if you're a team with Kristaps Porzingis, who within a couple of years very likely will be the kind of balance of power in the Eastern Conference, he'll be the guy, along with probably the Greek Freak, about whom other GMs in the East say, what do we do about that guy in the offseason? They have to figure out how they're going to match up with that guy. You have that guy who should be playing in a modern system, not to mention Hernan Gomez, who's really good. I mean, you got your 48 minutes of center covered between those two guys. You should be building around that, of course. But Knicks fans instead realize that already next season, all personnel decisions, everything is going to be based on the triangle.
They're going to be competitive.
The elements of the triangle still work. Popovich still uses it. But as your primary system for offense, It's absurd. It's absurd. It doesn't empirically just doesn't work. It's tested and it's failed. So in the modern system. So that's what Knicks fans are looking at already. Even if they kept Carmelo, he will be forced with Porzingis and other ill-fitting pieces into a system that doesn't work at best. And then you'll have to start rebuilding after that when Carmelo has even less value by next year's trade deadline. It is unbelievable how incompetent Jim Dolan is.
You've given a lot of hope to the Knicks fans in the next couple of years heading into the offseason, Max. I appreciate it. But you know what? You're right. All facts there.
Makes sense. That's the end of the video. Makes sense. Trade Melo and then start rebuilding off Porzingis, Willie. Try to do the best of it, man. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe.